this photo today makes me think of one thing. My God, it's full of stars. So this was one of my abstract glass pictures, but the lighting wasn't working and the pattern wasn't looking very good. So I started moving the plate that the beads were on, and that's how I got the motion into the picture. Low light and movement. So we're basically having a monsoon here in Raleigh today. I don't know how much rain we've gotten, but a good bit. It's certainly been a rainy 3 or 4 days now, and I think the most rain is today. So there's a Triangle Tesla meetup up near South Point Mall, and Dawn says to let you know that we are so dedicated that we are headed there even in the rain.
Yeah, well, they did send out a rain or shine type thing that, you know, asking people if they would still try to make it. So we're taking one for the team.
Yeah, well, there's supposed to be a covered parking deck area for us if the rain is constant and not looking like it's going to quit. And I would just have to say, guessing right now, that we're probably headed into the parking deck area. But you know, hey, Dawn usually has to spend 2 or 3 hours cleaning Ruby before we go to one of these events, because we're never going to show the car dirty. Dawn would not show up or the car will be clean. There's mutually exclusive there, right? But today, since it's raining, we couldn't clean her. Wouldn't have done any good to clean her. Everyone's car will be dirty. So maybe it's a little less stress today because we can just show up and not have to worry about how the car looks. So state law in North Carolina says you must have your headlights on during the rain. If the windshield wipers are on, that means it's raining. That means you need to have your lights on. And every time it rains, the guy in front of us doesn't have them on. The van we just passed doesn't have them. I am going to be really glad when everybody has a car with enough intelligence to turn on the, yep, here's another white minivan, no lights. I mean, really, do you want to be out driving when people can barely see you and not turn your lights on? But I really appreciate Ruby handling all of that for me, and I don't have to think about it anymore.
So, you know, I've got to say something here. This is really, I mean, it's a lot of spray coming up from the cars. It's pretty heavy rain. I mean, the visibility is very poor. And I've got to tell you, I like autopilot. I'm paying attention. But knowing that I've got a second set of eyes watching things is very comforting. I mean, I am less tense than I would be in the same situation if I didn't have autopilot sort of double checking me. So I'm liking autopilot in tricky road conditions.
Yeah, we're just following along behind the car in front of us. The speed limit here is 65. We're set to 65, but you know, traffic's moving a little slow. And
I've got the following distance set to 7. So I mean, this is the, I don't want to say the safest, but you know, for the weather conditions, this is about the best I can do.
Plenty of reaction time.
Right.
Yeah. Well, considering the rain, there's actually a good turnout. And we even have a little tent. All right, so the Aero covers have been removed, and the sweet looking lug nut covers and the T have been put on. Looks pretty nice. This generated a little bit of excitement. Sweet color.
No, that's what I was saying. You should take a look at them if you're...
I was just wondering how many kids have you taken for rides in there?
Well, my own kids and then my girlfriend's kids, and no pasta or Kool-Aid or juice boxes in the car. You're welcome to have water. You know, maybe a cookie or chips if you are really careful about what you do with it.
Wow. What is it named?
Ruby. This is Ruby. Yes.
Because I saw it says my Starship on the back.
Right.
This is actually the Enterprise.
Okay. Okay. I like it.
And I tried to get for a license tag NCC 1701.
Oh yeah, they're all taken.
Everything's taken.
So this is your beauty over here.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah,
so we have a couple of Tesla Ranger service here today, which I think is really exciting. Dawn and I have not had the pleasure, but at some point.
This is our main. So you have cargo lights, which are cool.
Yeah, cool.
You have the compressor. The main compressor in. We have all sorts of stuff for
Right.
You do rotates.
You can rotate tires.
You rotate, yep. Method. There's pry bars, all sorts of stuff. Pretty much equip us with what we need to go out and do.
So,
Just about everything.
What is the thing you most often do? Is it like the 12-volt battery? Is it door handles?
12 volts, probably door handles.
Well, I had a flat about a month ago, and you know, I called roadside assistance, and they ended up sending a flatbed and took me to the service center. Then a tire was repairable, and the guy in Fremont, I guess I was talking to, said in California we're starting tire service, but it's not rolled out anywhere else yet. Yeah.
So we've actually gone out before if somebody gets a flat, and we've taken the wheel off the car, brought it somewhere, got the wheel fixed, and brought it back to them.
Okay.
So if we can help you guys out, that's our goal. Is
Okay.
to make owning a Tesla as pain-free as possible.
Well, I monitor a lot of the Facebook forums, and it seems like every time a Ranger shows up, folks are thrilled with the service. I don't think I've seen one Facebook comment where someone wasn't happy with the Ranger. So I think it's been,
With a nice toolkit.
yeah,
Right.
all nice and organized and everything.
Not
It's
that
great.
Wow.
So,
Well, I don't want to need service, but if I do, you guys showing up would be, that would be awesome.
absolutely. I mean,
Yeah.
even if it's as simple as something like we've been out and people are like, oh, my wipers are chattering, they're making a weird noise. We'll go out and take care of it. Or we'll go out and help you with home link if you have issues with it. Or, you know, really.
You know, Don and I were lucky. It took us about 10 minutes to set it up, and it's never faltered one time, but I do see a lot of reports of people having trouble with home link.
Right now, firmware is rolling through, so they're working on it.
Yeah, we've been lucky. Don's home link garage door opener's old. It's an old school, but we've never had a problem with it. Yeah.
Cool. And back here, sorry, it's kind of a mess, but there's some cleaning stuff. You guys want water?
We're good, thank you.
Oh wow. Yeah. We go.
You want
So how many how many Rangers in the area?
right now, it's just Rick and I.
Okay, so the two. We did see one of these vans in Fuquay one day, near South Park where we live.
Right.
Got pretty excited, caught it on a dash cam. Wasn't the best video of it, but yeah.
Holder.
Oh wow. Thank you.
Well, I really like how you have this little fold-out canopy, so if it is wet and you're needing to do something, you're...
So we have a printer, so we can print out ROs.
Oh,
Okay.
right.
A cooler, which is nice. I brought the.
Oh yeah, that's the electric one.
Oh, wow.
we have
The
the
news
vacuum.
on. Yeah.
Slides out, and then we have this handy guy. It's got.
Oh yeah, all those.
It looks like my Lego parts bin, Donnie. I do robotics with the kids, and I have lots of parts bins like that with Lego pieces all sorted. Yeah, well, it looks like you've got everything nice and secure back there.
Really cool.
Well, thank you for the tour. That's awesome.
So there are a couple different variations of handles. So that's all that goes on.
So when we hear about them being replaced, this is what gets replaced. This is the part.
Typically, yeah. So it depends.
Not just a chrome piece that's not working
right,
but the
on
whole,
on
the guts.
older ones, this harness right here, the green and black wire, that can be replaced separately. Sometimes these wires will crack. So when you push on it, it pushes against this sensor right here.
Right.
With the 3 wires.
Yeah.
And it knows to release it. So it pushes the handle out until that micro switch touches.
Makes it. Yeah.
And then that micro switch, when you grab on it,
Detects the pull.
right, actuates it. So this one is done all with a Hall effect sensor.
Yeah, that's totally different.
Completely different. And it plugs into a door handle control module that's separate from the handle.
Okay.
Wow.
So this guy has it built in.
Right. That's
All the brains are right there.
okay. So would you retrofit one if you went out and it had this style? You put the Hall effect one in, or just replace it with light?
Not right now.
Not right now.
I know there's a that's what, a second.
And there's a 2.5 gen that's out there.
Right.
Where
So there's a first, and then there's a second, which is that, and then there's a hybrid that has all these parts and this style handle.
Okay.
So I believe there's a retrofit for the 2.5, which is in between those two.
So the hollow switch is the original one?
No, this is the original.
Newest. Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say, because I'd be a little surprised that the Hall effect switches would be less reliable once you know, they're
So
if
did
they're
you-
properly engineered.
Do you
they
see
like
what he
like
has?
Yeah,
Don drives a unicycle. Has an electric unicycle. Yes.
You have one?
I have.
Yes.
I got a step and go, but I'm gonna get a Gotway.
Yeah, I noticed that right away. I'm like, wait a minute,
Okay.
that's an electric
It's
unicycle there.
It's a Gotway ACM.
Okay. Wow.
I went
that's a
for a
big-
longboard. I need a little easier on and off, so I've got a
Well,
Atom longboard.
the reason-
It's got one too.
The reason I want the M103 is because it's only a 10-inch wheel,
Right.
but I only really want to ride it like at superchargers or things like that.
Keep it lightweight.
Keep it lightweight, not a lot of room. I mean, yeah, do I enjoy riding out through the park and stuff like that? Yeah, but that's not, and I don't need to commute. But I was like her and the boys dropping them off at a restaurant and then go plugging into the supercharger and then hiking a mile in the middle of July back to the restaurant where they're.
Excellent tool.
That's what I was. That was.
Don's
my
good
thinking.
at it. He's been practicing backwards now.
Yeah, look at
In our,
I got a hole in my arm right here. Look at this baby.
Yeah, guys, that's guy stuff. Compare scars now.
A couple more actually.
I think it's a blast. Yeah, right. That's what I'm
Heat
saying.
righted to me.
I would say I don't fall, but I have fallen off the longboard one time. Yeah.
I would tell you, if I was young guys, I mean, that thing, those things are a blast. They're fun. They're relatively inexpensive. I mean, you know, and they go forever. I mean,
So what kind is this?
So Gotway ACM.
Okay. That means something to Donnie, but not.
yeah. So you use them how with your work?
Just actually, here's a great example. If you're in a parking lot like this,
Right.
and it's just slam packed, and you can't do what you need to do. Let's say you need to rotate.
Right.
You need at least 2 spots.
At least 2 spots.
Sure.
So, and then you need somewhere to put this.
Right.
Because all your stuff is in it. So a lot of times what we'll do is we're like, oh, that parking lot's way
That
too
looks good over
full.
there. Plenty of room.
Yeah, a quarter mile that way. So what I'll do is I'll take this like foam mat and I'll lay it down in the front of the car and I'll lay the wheel in it.
Okay.
And then I'll drive the car across the parking lot.
Right.
Drive the wheel, get a van,
Right.
go back over.
Gotcha.
And swap it.
So ferry between the customer's car, relocate the customer's car, then you with the wheel in it, and then you use the wheel to get back to the van, and then drive the van over to the customer car, and then
Parking.
use the wheel to get back.
Yeah, that's really interesting.
God, that's
Parking
got
decks that are too tall, they're too short.
Yeah.
This won't go in.
Right.
And I don't want to rip the canopy off.
Right.
So let's say it's on second floor at the very back.
Okay.
I'll just grab a couple tool things that I need and parts I need.
Well, that's awesome.
Jump on the wheel. and-
Efficient. I like it. Ranger efficiency.
I mean, that's totally.
I mean, imagine how awesome it would be to drive past, see the Ranger, and he's on a unicycle.
So the inverter on the truck charges the one wheel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't usually,
Yeah.
But you can.
right. I mean, that one will go, I can go about 60 miles.
Yeah, I know. Once a week, we'll probably get it up to charge that.
That's great.
Yeah, mine's a El Cheapo. I got a learner. I basically bought the one I did because when I bought it, I had no idea if I was going to be able to ride it. I mean, if you watch the YouTube videos, you get the sense that learning to ride is definitely an acquired skill. You don't walk up and jump on it and go.
Right.
Some people do.
Well, yeah. Well,
We've seen them.
yeah. I'm 61 years old.
Right.
I don't jump on,
I
walk
didn't
up and
jump
jump
on
on
it, yeah.
anything. After the first hour, I stopped because I was tired.
Right.
And I was like, and of course, well, you can still see the marks, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got
And
it.
it was like, I think I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this. So I stopped the first day after the first hour, and I said, I don't know if I'm going to do this. And then the second day I went out and I used the strap, and that kept it killing me. And,
Even the table's Tesla.
Long story short, I was doing figure eights after the second hour. I was actually getting on it, and it could do figure eights and turn it.
That's
and-
good.
and-
Testing both directions.
That's right. And at that point, I knew then I could do this. But that first day, when I stopped after the first day, if you'd asked me, are you going to be able to do this? I said, I don't know. I was undetermined.
The rest of the story is he didn't tell me he bought it.
No.
He didn't let me know he was going to try it. and only after he had semi-mastered it did he let me know that he had it and come home from the school run and see him out there in the driveway on it. So
I like his style. Works as good as his. But.
So James, are you working on a car, bud?
This is kind of cool. Pressing this button.
I bet it is. I heard tools and working. Oh, Piccione. How exciting is that? I wish Johnny was here today. He would have been so thrilled to meet the Rangers and ask questions. And
Flip this button.
This is the coolest
and then make it go the other way.
Catnip for boys. Not to be sexist.
it's a really good thing the Rangers are here with the awnings because it is really raining again, and we're all standing over here enjoying good conversation and being dry.
Yeah.
Is that what he's talking about?
That's right. Yeah, so that's what probably.
So if you were starting out from scratch, what would be an education route for somebody that wanted to work on Teslas? Well, I have one that's particularly interested, so I'm legitimately asking you, like,
The little indicator thing.
There's two ways you can go. You can go into a dealership and learn from the ground up. You've got to get that hands-on, all that good stuff if you want to be a technician. Or you can go like what we did and go to a UTI, Universal Technical.
Yeah, sure.
okay.
And just get hands-on, learn all the theory of everything like that, and then build upon that with the fast track. Get up with Tesla and say, hey, I'd love to come to you guys in school, get educated, and essentially get hired. So.
Okay.
Well, you talked about the associate program versus just a regular technical 2-year degree type thing.
Right.
So it probably needs to be a certified associate type program, or does it?
You don't have to technically.
Okay.
And Tesla is thinking outside the box right now and hiring people from all over the place.
That's right.
They're hiring Geek Squad guys, IT guys, all kinds of stuff.
Right.
They're made for that. That's cool.
Right. Well, back when of course, this is 40 years ago, when I started with IBM, I came right out of a electronics tech school. But the thing is, at that time, IBM still had a lot of mechanical sorter, collators, key punches, things you haven't heard about. But back in the 70s, they were still big news. We called it DR, data recording equipment. At that time, IBM says, we would rather take an electronics person to teach them a little mechanics than to try to take a mechanical person to teach them electronics. So they taught me what I needed to know to fix key punches and sorters and things of that nature, early in my career. And of course, 4 years later, the number of key punches I saw, they were gone. I mean, it started off that half my territory was key punches. Yeah. And by the time 7 years later, when I left, I didn't have a single one left. They turned over that quick. So it's the same thing with this this transition in automobile. Right now, being a really good mechanic and all that stuff is it. But pretty soon, the IT part it's just gonna flip.
Yep, it's flipping right now with all you guys' cars.
He's just right. Tesla's the first. That's right. Exactly right. Yeah. So that's the same transition that was going from the old card-based data processing to the all electronic, time sharing and all these buzzwords back in the day. But we actually listened to a podcast. They were talking about the FBI back in the 70s had
The Americans, we watched The Americans.
That were connected to a server. I said, no, lady, it's a mainframe. They had.
Yeah, she implied that it was. What'd she say? It was basically the FBI was backward. Yeah. She said those were exact words because they were not on PCs. Well, and we're like, no, they were secure. They never went down. Yeah, we're mainframe people, so. Well, the Rangers have really saved the day again with the awning and the good conversation because we basically cannot walk around the cars. It's raining too heavy. So the red 3 with the windshield wipers going, well, they've stopped them now. There it goes. They were #1 in Raleigh in line to reserve the Model 3. This little guy is just loving the rain. Everything about the rain. Well, that's a little sad to see Ruby at a meetup all closed up and nobody getting to check her out, but still. All right, now Ruby has spread her wings. I mean, seriously, it's sad if she's all shut up and nobody gets to check her out inside. No pressure to back in smooth or anything because I'm filming. They just went out with the Ranger to talk about a little something. Like I said, these guys are awesome. Unfortunately, the rain has stopped a few times, and then it's just rained again. We can't win today with the rain. I like to sit down and then move the legs, but you know, you go for it however you want.
I signed up for that. He didn't make it. Yep, he's back.
It's like reverse birthing.
The thing that you first notice is the size of the steering wheel.
It
It's like a go-kart.
It is a small.
So the seat does go back a little bit, but not a lot.
Not a lot.
It goes back just as far as Elon needed it.
How many millimeters? How many millimeters?
It was funny is Elon's a big dude.
Yeah, he is. Like
Yeah.
6'3" or something.
He's bigger than I am.
Yeah.
So when the roof goes
Oh,
back,
have you
the
met him?
sidebars go back too?
Wait.
Briefly. It was
Well, I
like
understand.
a 20-minute thing.
Yeah.
Wow.
We actually did a NVH summit. So they sent text from every service center that could lose one. So I went out to California for a week and hung out with engineers. And
Sure.
so I was on part of the drive unit, it was like development team.
Right.
So we were doing things to try to make the 31st order noise that comes from the drive unit at certain RPMs.
Right.
Try to deaden that. And then there was a body team that was focusing on gaps and voids inside the door panels and inside the interior of the vehicle. And yeah, we worked together to try to make the cars quieter.
Wow.
And so we went with the technician's approach because we, take the cars apart, put them together, and then the engineer went engineering approach.
Right.
And we came together to try to make the cars quieter. So,
Wow.
and when we were done, he actually drove the car to the airport to get the Japanese Prime Minister. So he came out to thank us and offered us beer and a couple
Wow.
of eggs. And so it was a big party at the end. So it was super cool. Unlike any other company I've ever been with.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
So let's say we want to go to Carowinds. So I'm going to plug in, you asked about Supercharging. I'm going to go to navigation and I'm going to type in Carowinds. So Carowinds Amusement Park.
Calculating route.
It's going to calculate my route.
Finding superchargers
Find
for your
trip.
That's awesome.
So not only will it find them, but it'll tell you how long you need to stop and charge at them too. And it'll tell you round trip information so you can see if you have enough to get home. So right now the car's got
to Burlington, because it doesn't look like there's any more between Burlington.
Oh, but there are. So everywhere, that's just showing the route and the supercharger it told me to stop out. But let me cancel the trip. And then if I hit the lightning bolt symbol over here, it's going to show all of the local superchargers. And then let's shrink the map a little bit so we see more of the state of North Carolina and a little bit more. And one more time. So
that's pretty good.
Here is one in Greensboro and here's one in Charlotte. So there's one at just north side of Charlotte. So I probably, if it was me, I would probably stop at Charlotte and maybe just for 15 minutes there. So when I'm coming out of Carowinds, I know I'm going to get back through Charlotte without a problem. And that's where this Eevee Trip Planner website would be a good, let's say, litmus test for it telling you. But you can see there's one in Charlotte, Hickory, Greensboro, Raleigh, Rocky Mount. I don't know which one that is, but here's Wilmington. Huh?
This window is completely
I know, I love it, because I like.
Well, now, see, are all your hands and feet in?
Yes.
Okay, close all. And I want you to look up back there in your seat in the back second row.
Oh, neat. I love.
So you have your own personal skylight in the back. Not only is it cool for the driver, because it's like it's cool for everybody.
I bet that's really when it is raining, because it's like, oh my god, you feel like you're
Yeah. So the answer to your question is you can see in North Carolina just how many superchargers there are. So
you have like the one at the library is not a supercharger. That's probably just a charger. Like they have.
Which one are you? Oh, down here. This is these are the non-red ones. These are destination chargers where you'll get a slower charge. You'll get a 15 mile per hour, maybe 25 mile per hour charge, kind of like charging at home. This is really fast charging.
Yeah,
really fast. So a lot of these are cities that have installed destination charger, or maybe a hotel or something like that.
That's nice too, though.
But yeah, so there are lots of backup chargers around. The charging rate is just a little bit slower.
Given the,
do with the car, including having all of this free streaming music.
Right.
So what do you like to listen to? Name some artists you're interested in.
Like Stevie Wonder.
Something I can spell. Stevie Wonder. Okay, I can spell that. That's my only requirement. It has to be something I can spell. So obviously it knows who Stevie Wonder is. We could go live. We can get the hits. I like the hits. I'm a hits person.
Yeah.
And
but you can link your phone to the system.
Oh yes, absolutely. That's too slow for me.
Yeah.
Well, this must be similar to Stevie Wonder. I love Ashford and Simpson. Solid as a Rock. That's my song now. That's my song. But yeah, this is also a really good song too.
Yeah.
But so you get all the free. It is.
I would just have a whole.
Right. Well, there was a guy, one of the Tesla guys this week. He did a. Use your car as a speaker because you've got the basically when it's open. Oh wow, there's a drone.
Yeah, I just saw that.
Yeah, it'll blast it everywhere. So you could actually use your car as a speaker, but you get all of the streaming stuff that comes. And yes, my phone is hooked up, so
so you can stream your music from your phone.
can. Yep, I sure can.
How long have you had this one?
I've had it since June of 17, and I've got 25,000 miles on it.
Wow.
Okay. So yeah. So I mean, before you got the Tesla, like how often did you get a new car?
Like almost never. Okay. Like I had 250,000 miles on my Honda Odyssey.
I thought you would have this one, but you are obviously one that was going to have yours forever. Anyway.
So this is coming off my phone.
Okay.
This is Elon's girl singing.
Okay.
But yeah, you can certainly play anything that's on your phone. Although, why would you buy any more music for your phone when you get all that free streaming music?
Yeah.
So you put iTunes out of business almost.
So is that basically all like beta, I guess, new, like people who just bought Tesla when they first came out? Do you think that's something that they'll continue to have as far as?
Oh, I think they've been talking about switching off of TuneIn. People want Spotify.
Yeah.
So I think it could change, but I don't think you'll lose it.
Right.
I think the music will stay. So other things is it's hooked up into my
so that's the same one you have. They have a Model X, right?
Yeah.
Yes, that is also a Model X. Yes. And that one is newer. They've only had it 2 or 3 months. That Midnight Silver is what that color is called. Yep.
So then going back to like maintenance questions, like obviously you only had it for like a year, but you know, what do they suggest?
Right, they suggest going in once a year or about every 14,000 miles or 12,000 miles, something like that. But at the first service, they basically change your windshield wipers, check the firmware, and check the firmware level on the car. And there's
engine, like what do they got to do to fix that if something happens? Like,
well, all that stuff is covered. The warranty is 50,000 miles for everything, and it's 8 years for the battery. So the battery.
Where's the maintenance person around here?
Right.
Yeah, you could go talk to these two guys. They're mobile rangers. Okay. So sometimes when you get work done on your Tesla, you don't even have to take it to Tesla. They send these guys out to you. Not for everything, but for a lot of stuff. For warranty service or non-warranty service.
Driving somewhere, like around the parking lot, because I just need to see how this thing rides. But don't do that.
No,
do that.
That's okay.
But that's interesting. I was going to ask you one more question. I feel like I have all the questions. Do you have to, like, you know, sign your life away to test drive one of these things?
No, you can go to Tesla.com and request a test drive, and as long as you have a valid driver's license, and I don't remember, but you probably have to sign a release that says, yes, I have insurance.
You do
have insurance, but I just don't want them to.
Going for a test drive is really easy, and I would also say that the guys up there at Tesla do a really good job of making you feel comfortable. I was super nervous about getting in a car and driving with a guy sitting over here.
Right. Yeah.
Steven was the OA we drove with up there, and he made it really made me feel as comfortable as I could, considering I was driving him around.
And how
how do you feel like the drive is? Like, do you feel like it's comparable? Obviously, probably better than any other.
Well, it's really quiet. I mean, listen, this is the car is on now.
Yeah.
I mean, how much more quiet could we get than that?
I think I learned the buttons already. This is my car now.
I understand.
I understand. Laughing at a couple of kids here in the back.
I understand. So, I mean, let's just listen.
The car's on now?
The car's on.
That would mess me up because I would probably leave it on and not know it.
Well, when you walk away, but when you walk away with the fob, it turns off. So you don't have to. Go, Donnie, go. Go, Donnie, go. Well, we didn't realize it, but there's a Eevee Go charging station right here at the Hyatt, right in the parking lot where we had the Tesla meetup. So
yep, that's a fast charger. That's not a slow charger. That's a DC fast charger.
So I'm catching a couple Charmanders during the Pokemon event here in the parking lot, and Don figured he'd come visit the Eevee Go. Well, Don and I were having such a good time that we were at the Tesla meetup for 4 hours. We got there at like 12:15 and it was going on 4:30 when we were leaving from over there. So, you know, we were having a good time if we hung out that long, right?
Absolutely. It was great meeting the Rangers, talking to the other Tesla owners. We got to ride the one wheel, so I was like really stoked.
And I enjoyed a couple people there at the end that came up where it had stopped raining enough that we could open up the car and let them enjoy it. It never ceases to make me smile when I open up the frunk and people are like, you know, because there's no engine in there. It's just pretty awesome. And yeah, I love everything about the car and showing it to the people. So we had a big day for us. That was a lot of fun. So besides talking and everything, the Rangers really did ask if there was any small things they could do for any of us owners while we were there, and I told them I wouldn't turn down a software update. So it looks like I've already got one rolled out that we can put on overnight. Thanks, guys. Well, all my babies are here nice and dry up underneath the platform, and I'm sure hungry, but there's been a little accident over here with my plant. I don't know that I'm so happy right now. I guess that's why you don't put the pole inside the pot. You put the pole in the ground.
What? That?